Hello everybody, welcome to this short yin session. So for those of you who haven't joined before, a few props that you might want to consider. Maybe a few cushions that you could pile up to be similar to this bolster, a block if you have one, and maybe if you haven't, then a nice thick book. I also have another smaller cushion in case I need it, and another thing is a belt, so a yoga belt if you have one, or if you don't have one, then maybe just one off a dressing gown or a long dress belt or something similar. Okay, if you don't have a belt, you could use a towel possibly. Okay, so firstly we're just going to come to our sit bones, come to cross-legged. Don't worry if your legs are up nice and high, that's not a problem. And if you need to, if you're struggling to keep a nice straight back, then you might want to just pop yourself off the front of your block just to give you a little bit more lift and enable you to lengthen out that spine. And we're just going to start here in a simple cross-legged Sukhasana position, and we're going to take 5 nice deep breaths. So just close your eyes, maybe come inward, think about rising tall but tucking your chin ever so slightly. 4 more nice deep long breaths. One more. And then we're just going to very gently take our gaze and look over our left shoulder. Inhale back to centre and look over our right shoulder. Inhale back to centre. We're going to bring our chin to our chest on our exhale. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to let our head fall up and backwards. Inhale back to centre. Look over that left shoulder again. Relax your shoulders. Back to centre. Over right shoulder again. Back to centre. And then exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift up, and exhale backwards. Inhale, lift out and come back to centre. So we're going to lift our hands up to the sky, and then we're going to exhale, twist, bring our right hand to our left knee, and our left hand just support behind us. Take a gentle twist. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths, and each time we're just going to try and see if we can come a little bit deeper. And then we're going to inhale, lift those hands up, and exhale, take it to the other thigh. Find your position, relax those shoulders, 3 breaths. Maybe come a little bit deeper each time. Inhale, lift those hands up. Exhale, come back to centre. So we're going to move into a slightly different pose here. And we're going to come into what is known as a toe squat. So I want you to just literally squat your toes behind you. If this feels really uncomfortable for you, and it may feel like too much of a stretch for some people, then I want you instead to just bring yourself simply to here. It may be that is still too much for you, and it may be that you need to pop a block, or you might want a nice thick cushion behind you. But I want you to, if you're here, to engage your core and lift nice and tall. Bring your hands to your lap. Relax your shoulders. If your toe squat feels okay, then come into that toe squat. So you're just tucking your toes underneath you and you're just finding your balance. Again, you may want to support your heels with your book or your cushion. Just find your breath here. Relax your shoulders. Engage your core. It's quite a deep stretch. You may want to leave your hands on your legs. You may want to bring your hands to your heart. Wherever you are, find your breath. If this is too much for you, you could very briefly come out, give those ankles a shake and come back in. Relax your shoulders, find your breath. I'm going to take 4 more breaths here. One more breath. Gently come forwards, release those toes, well done. Give them maybe a little circle. And then just come down very briefly for child's pose. Just rest your head on the ground, relax your shoulders, find your breath. So, some nice seated postures again. Just bring yourself back round onto your sit bones. And I want you to find those cushions, find that strap. We are going to use it today. And I want you to bring those feet out in front of you. Think about engaging that core, sitting nice and tall. And I want you to get those cushions and just put them on top of your legs. It might be for you, you need to pile them up really, really high. You may want 3 or 4 on top of you. And I want you to also, if you need it, use your belt and just hook your legs. So it's quite nice if you can pile those cushions really high. So you can just come into a really nice, lovely, supported forward fold. I'm just going to pop my cushion here on my head. It looks a bit strange, but actually it feels really comfortable. For those of you with a little bit more flexibility, you might not need that belt. You might just want to grab hold of your feet gently. And you need to think about not pushing yourself too much, but rather than collapsing down, you need to think about travelling forward. So when I do a forward fold with my ladies in class, I always say think about looking forwards and travelling forwards. It's the same here, but you're just in a slightly more supported position. So not pushing too hard, finding your balance, finding your breath. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes. Really going to sit into this pose. Another minute. If you need to, lift your head, maybe bend your knees, please do. Five more breaths. And gently release your belt or your feet. And slowly lift yourself up. You should feel as though you've really calmed down and slowed down as a result of just sitting in that position for a few minutes. So I want you to bring your knees in and just gently curl yourself down to your mat. Find a nice position on your mat. Relax those shoulders. And just to ease out the spine, I want you to gently take your legs and just allow them to fall out towards the left hand side and look to the right hand side. Inhale them back to centre. This time allow them to fall out to the right hand side and look to the left. Inhale, lift and back up, back over to the left hand side, look to the other side. Inhale, back up. One more time on this side. back up. And then just give those knees a little hug into the chest. Maybe rock that spine out from side to side. And then I'd like you to just press your left foot to the floor and put your right foot over the top of your left leg. And then I want you to grab hold of your left leg and just pull that right leg into you. This may be enough for some of you. You may feel that this is a deep enough stretch. For some of you, you might want to just see if you can clasp your right foot into your left arm crease. I'm going to just turn around a little bit so you can see that. So you're bringing your left arm crease to your right foot and your left foot to the floor, and you're just cradling that leg from side to side, just holding on to it. The first stretch may be enough, just stay there. A few breaths here. Gently, wherever you are, release both legs and just rock those knees out. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to leave the right leg on the floor this time. We're going to lift the left foot over and we're just going to grab hold of that right leg and just gently maybe take a rock. Just pull that right leg into us. Keep flexing those toes back towards your knee. Find your breath. If you want a deeper stretch, you could release that right leg. Grab your right arm crease this time and just bring your leg for a hug. Find your breath. Try and keep those toes active. A couple more breaths here. And then gently release that foot down to the ground. So we're going to come down for a nice comfortable Shavasana. If you want to, you could do a supported Shavasana. So you could really pile those cushions up behind you. If you wanted to maybe sit on those cushions and lift even more and put a block for your head, then you could do. I'm just going to open up my chest today and just lie here, stretch my feet out and just open up my chest a little bit. Bring my hands to the ground. Just find your breath. If you don't want any cushions or bolster, you just want to connect with the ground, then please do. Going to just take a few minutes here. Trying to keep the mind present. Just thinking about your points of contact with your mat. Maybe thinking about letting go of any thoughts or feelings that come across you. Any stresses from the day, just try to be still with yourself and just let those feelings and those thoughts go. You might want to come back to those points of contact with your mat. So I'm going to come out now, but please, if you want to stay here for a few more minutes, please feel able to. So just going to gently wiggle my fingers and my toes. Maybe stretch my arms above my head. And if you're propped up on cushions, just gently come over onto your side. You may want to come off those cushions or your bolster and just create a little pillow for your head. And when you're ready, slowly use your hand just to support yourself all the way back up. And find your way back to your Sukhanasana. Use your book or your block if you want to lift yourself a little bit higher. Find your breath. Inhale those hands all the way up and back down to your heart. Hold it here for a second. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.